Good morning. Happy end of the month, which is the end of the week. I love it when they coincide
Yep, after the end of the
together.
day.
Yeah, after the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of the month.
Except for crypto, which is Sunday night, right?
Yeah. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern until daylight saving time, and then it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Oh wow, gosh, I can't believe they still have daylight savings time going in the 21st century.
Yeah, it's weird.
One of my friends once said, "Oh, they should just split the difference, just move it a half an hour." I'm like, "No, but then all our clocks will be off by half an hour by the rest of the world." And
Well, it could be even more weird how China has one time zone, even though like the people in Xinjiang in the West, they uh, they really need a different time zone.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Just I guess your time zone is just based on the whatever it is in Beijing.
Beijing time, yeah, but they can just use their own time. Oh, wake up with the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine, just like the old days.
Just like this morning, I think I felt like I woke up with the sun.
Nice, congratulations.
All right, let's see what the comments have. Good morning, fellas. Andy wants us to chart ETH. I feel like we get that request every day. Oh, it's OSCA support
Oscar,
level.
yeah, Oscar Health. Yeah, we can check that out. And let's see the indices first, how they're going to close the week, how they're going to close the month, how they're going to close everything. And SPY, it looks like it's going to close maybe like below all time highs, right? So this could be a perfect setup. I was just talking to Tracker how maybe if they don't close it at all time highs, maybe they'll just want to scare people next week because it's the beginning of the month, whatever, send things right back down to support again and make everybody panic. So if it does happen, it's no big deal, right? Even though it would be annoying, right? Just break out already, just break out. But who knows? Who knows if it's going to break out? So let's see how it closes. Right now, it's still not all-time high territory, but it is at resistance, and we know that because this one weekly candle had a wick up here that went up to what 610.78, and basically did not even close the weekly candle at all-time highs before. Right? It's still kind of stuck in this zone where the December 2nd, December 9th, like all of December resistance, and it's still in that same zone. So would like to see a break, but if it doesn't, just be a little bit cautious going into next week for the beginning of the month because they could shake things a little bit to scare people. And QQQ, we can see that same situation. It's not going to be all-time highs either, but it is rising pre-market, so we're going to pay attention to the 519 support right here. And on the IWM, the most important thing that I want to see is above this 786, the 226.74 for the day, for the week, for the month. And also, if it closes above this conversion line for the week as well, 228.32, that would be a bonus. So it is 229.49 pre-market. So things are looking good. And with the SMH, yeah, stay above the cloud, stay above the 50-week moving average. So it's still just stuck in a range, but no damage has been done to the SMH chart at all, which means semis are likely to just maybe go sideways a little bit or even retest support again and again and again to scare people. But if it does go back down to support, like if Nvidia goes back down to support, I think like the 117s or so, I think that's a good opportunity still.
Yep, look out for
Oh,
those.
Cantonese cat is here meowing.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, look out for that first opening month candle, the first day. They could do anything they want. They could just like run it all the way down, just a crazy, scary wick, and then like bring it right back up like the next day or by the
Yeah,
end of
they could open it up high and then just shoot it right down to support, scare everybody. Oh no, the sky's falling. And then later on in the week or the month, they'll just bring it back up. So
the.
yeah, I wouldn't panic too much, but just looking at these candles right now, it would be a perfect setup to, oh, it's at resistance. Let's scare people next week, right? I could see that totally happening. So,
Yeah, that analog of the weekly setups that I warn you guys about with Tesla and other stocks. You get the most volatility at the beginning of the week, and then it attenuates throughout the week, and by the end of the week, it's like oftentimes it gets stuck right around max pain.
yeah.
Not every time, but oftentimes. All right.
All right. So I do see that request for Oscar. So let me just
Yeah.
jump on that first. OSCR. So Oscar Health. Um, I do have. I've just been using fibs on this one, and the most important thing with Oscar Health, I think, is trying to get back above the 786 right here, the 1992, and that is going to be the target because it kind of got rejected twice, right? Just tried to go above it, failed. Tried to go above it again, failed. So maybe third time's a charm. But in the meantime, hold the 1562 here as support, and this can be more and more bullish. So I do like it, right? It just has one final hurdle to overcome before shooting up towards the all-time highs again. So it might take some time with that.
Yep. Oscar. I did Oscar yesterday. It was the same request. I've got my fib extensions built up for it. I see it wants to go to once it can get over that previous all-time high of 2379. Yeah, it wants to go to 2974. So look for that. You know that's or it's not a previous all-time high. It's just trying to get back over. Oh yeah, and that's also the 786 is 2952, and this will get to it'll just slightly exceed it the first time, then send it back to um, above the 50% retrace level. So I've got retraces on the left and then extensions on the right. So looking for the 2974 back to 2143 and then on up from there. Eventually, maybe 6491 for 5 waves up from here. Let me do Tesla. And actually, before I do Tesla, let me do TSLL because I've talked about recently how sometimes it's been easier for me to chart the derivative of Tesla than it is to chart Tesla itself. And I do have my 5-wave extension here. Where did my fibs go? Sorry, give me 1 second. Well, anyway, I don't know what happened to my fibs, but I'm still tracking 5129. It never made a lower low than right here at a 2344. So it's still this 1, 2, or an AB as I've got it written here. It's the old wave 5 and then the ABC down becomes the larger degree wave 1, wave 2, and it has not made a new lower low, even though it kind of like had a false start, fell over, false start, fell over. Both times when it fell over to a higher low. So structure is still intact. Maybe it's giving this moving average 35 a little bit more time to catch up to the cloud, but overall, it's just super bullish, and I'm looking for this to go to 5129 next for TSLL. And so for tests, let's do this thing here where I pull up where price is right now to 5129 is 96% higher. So that'd be like, a little less than 50% higher in TSLA. So that equates to price here. Oh my gosh. 50% higher is about 602. A little less than that, about 593. Interesting. So anyway, yeah, overall, I'm still, as far as this week goes, there's two main possibilities. Either we close at max pain, which is yesterday when I looked last, it was 395 for this week. You can see, let's see, 1 hour chart. In the 1 hour chart, you can see the Ichimoku cloud could easily drop this thing down to the baseline at 389 one more time. But the close I wanted to see is back above the 50% retrace level between this recent high and then the low down here. The halfway point is 421.22. Oh, here it is, 50% right there. I had it blocked. So we'll see either we sideways for longer or the bullish. Maybe it's going to have to wait till next week to get over 421.52. That's it for the 0 DTE question on Tesla. If you see it whichever way you see it run first, expect it to end the other direction. End the day the other direction, I'd say. All right, back to you, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do. So I saw the question about if Tesla goes above, stays above 390, is that going to be bullish? I mean, no. It just means it's still going to be stuck in a range still. That's all, right? The range that it's really been in is the 390 and the 418, right? You can see the past month it's really been in this zone, the 1.414 and the 1.272. So it just means it's going to stay in that range, and it could wick below the 390 again and go test these lows again. But I do think that has great potential of holding now because it looks like it might want to close the week and the month above it, but we got to wait till the confirmation with those weekly and monthly candle closes today just to make sure that it doesn't do a sneaky close below and then freak everybody out and go lower. So we'll just see how it closes the week out today to get our confirmation. And there's more confirmation of resistance up top, and that is with the Ichimoku conversion line at that 418 mark too. See, the 1.414 is 418. The conversion line is 418.37 on the weekly chart. So it does not mean it's going to break out. It's probably going to mean more sideways action in this zone until one of these levels break. That's it. One of those levels. Either 390 breaks and goes south or 418 breaks and it goes higher. That's it. So patience with Tesla as usual.
Let's see. I've got Jedi, the VanEck. I didn't know which country you want me to do it in. It's in U.S. dollars, but this is the U.K. version. So I'll show you Jedi. They've got Spain, and, England, and is that Italy? And Switzerland. Anyway, here it is for Great Britain. And I guess either way you chop it up, it looks like it's completed 5 ways up. So unless that was your 1-2, which it could be actually, I kind of want to see it touch this. These are weekly candlesticks. I kind of want to see it touch this baseline for the wave 2 down. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe this has like a little bit more to retrace. Let's do the retrace. If I did this as my wave start, wave 1, wave 2, falls over, short wave 4 right there, wave 5, went to the 250% extension. Yeah, it looks like it needs a retrace from here. And here, back to the wave 2. But first, because I never do it the right direction the first time. 3863. Out. Close enough. I'd say 382, 236, 618. So it looks like it wants to. Yeah, I guess it's going to break the baseline even, and maybe it can meet the moving average 75 here. If it's really bullish, which it could be, maybe it only retraces to the 50% level. So look for it to come down to 29.48. Something like that. Like that's just roughed out. I think that's probably close to accurate. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. So back to 29.48 basically. Look for support test there, and then that can be a larger degree wave 1, wave 2, and then it goes up from there. I'm not sure what this fund has built into it, but that's my prediction. It's a cool name, Jedi. That's why I picked it. It's like, oh, Jedi.
Jedi.
Star Wars. Yeah. Nvidia, please.
Yeah, I see the question about like, so a close below 390 today is bearish for Tesla. I mean, not necessarily. It's just more ranging, right? And probably more ranging at a lower range if it did. So I don't think any of that action is bearish for the longer term. I think all of it is just setting up for a monster run in the future. So I guess it depends on your time frame of bearishness, but anything for Tesla in this zone is super bullish because it's just a huge breakout.
Yeah.
And wherever the back test lands, wherever the higher low lands, it's going to be undecided. But so far, 390 looks like could be the target. So just focusing on that. And with that said, let's jump into Nvidia to take a look at some fear.
Show me on the Nvidia chart.
So yeah, here it is. Yeah, so there's so much confluence of support here, even with the 50-week moving average right there, finally getting touched after 2 years, right down there. That is not a bearish situation. There's the baseline at 121.91. There's the green level of my GAN that I've been talking about for a long time. It's spending the majority of the time on top of it. Lots of confluence of support, but guess what? It's still in a range, so it's not really looking to break out either. So we have our resistance up here, maybe in the 130s, maybe 134, the conversion line, and you have your support down here. So I think what they might do is close everything above this level on today, on Friday, on the end of the week, end of the month. But we'll see how it opens next week, and they could easily send it back down there. Maybe do like a tweezer bottom for 2 weeks in a row, right? And retest that 117 and retest the 116. And it still hasn't even touched the cloud, guys, which is at 110. So there is still support below, even if it did break that 117 temporarily. But it's not a panic zone, right? This is an accumulation zone for me, and I have been buying NVDL uh, in this zone, right? So this is nothing to fear, in my opinion, and I welcome any kind of pullback. And if it did do another wick down there and do like a tweezer bottom, that would be very, very bullish for continuation in the weeks to come. So I don't think it's too much to fear, even if it does retest below.
Indeed. On my Nvidia chart, I pulled a what do you call it? A fixed range volume profile from this low back here in April 15th of 2024 to now, and you can see.
Yeah. Yeah, Kat said island reversal is still possible too.
Oh, like down, like if it continues down here with that gap, and then it breaks up again. Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah.
totally see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see the tweezer bottom maybe with next week. But look, if all you have to do is this fixed range volume profile, this is the point of control. All it did was after it couldn't get, it got a higher high here, but it couldn't make a new higher high. So it runs back down to the point of control for support, and it can go back up again after that. Like that's a nice bullish test back. So the point of control is this yellow line right through the middle here at 117.50, 117.80, I'd say. So yeah, and my chart for Nvidia has not changed, right? Because after my 1-2, it never made a new lower low, so it's still finished wave one, wave two. It's now in wave three. This could be considered its sub wave four of wave three. So 182.63 is still my target for Nvidia. That's Nvidia. IonQ.
Yeah, longer term, the chart is still bullish. I just don't understand the panic, but it's common for retail to panic at support. And if it stays at support for more than 1 week, people freak out, right? Oh, it's going lower. It's going to break. It's going to break. It's going to break. But this zone is super powerful. Like that at 10, the 120s down to the 1 teens, super powerful.
Yes.
Powerful support.
Listen to Matt. If it drops back down there, it's an opportunity to buy.
I'll be buying more.
Here's my IONQ chart. So the problem with this chart was that I think I mischarted it. I thought that this was the wave three top, and we get a four and then a five, and instead it was the five top, and then it dropped all the way back down here, ABC down. So now, but the good news is this is all a wave one, wave two to build even higher now. So this is the chart that I've got now going forward, and whoops. I mean, it's super bullish off of the wave two bottom of 25.93, and it got all the way up to the 50% level, back down between the 382 and 236, and it just wants to go a little higher to get to the 618, back to the 236, 1236, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, look for. I'm looking for 5101 next before it turns back down and checks out support again. And that's based off of this was a 618 to the 2.232 up at the top here. So it's got this. I put the same flavor on this time. 2236 up there. He's all messed up. Sorry. Anyway, that's it. Still 5101 next.
Right. Yeah.
What
I
else?
like INQ. It looks like it's holding a higher base. So as long as it continues to hold, it looks good to continue. All right. Let me jump on to Costco. Is it going to go to 1,000 today? Probably not. Right. It's a big resistance zone. That $1,000 up here. Big resistance. But the good news is it's flipped this green level of the GAN, looks like to a support, resistance, flipping to support, and it broke out, and it's now back above the conversion line. So 955.13, that's kind of your support zone. But big resistance up here. We know that because of the wicks and how the candles reacted at that zone. And they just sold off, back tested the baseline, and things looking like they want to continue. But to me, it just looks like it's still in a range between that $1,000 mark and maybe the 950s. So probably maybe just a few more weeks or so before trying to break above. But yeah, the chart's extremely bullish, and it could be also just going sideways a little bit until it gets closer to the cloud too. So it could take a lot longer to break out. But I think the trajectory is higher, and I think it really wants to continue over a period of time, a longer period of time.
I've got a Costco chart I could share here. Just want to pick the right place here. It's trading in this channel, right? It's been in this channel for a very long time, and it hasn't hit the top of the channel again yet. After sort of indicating this top, so it might want to go a little higher. This 2382 extension is where I expect it to top out at 1,133. So do look out for that. Basically, from here, it did. Oh gosh, I'm going to say it did a 32236. 32. Oh, so it's going to finish earlier then. Oh yeah, it's the 1236. Didn't go to the 764, but the 2236 is my target now. 1,089 would be the top for. I would look for the top for Costco. 1089. Hey, come here, Umberlock. There you go. There's the top. That's my prediction. And after that, an ABC retrace. And what do you want to do next, Matt? Why do this retrace?
Oh, I got a VST on deck here that I think I saw a request for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, VST. Here we go. So VST Vistra Corp, a very bullish chart, but it's getting a little bit, or it did get a little bit extended, but it already went back this week to retest that baseline. So that's a good thing. And now it's looking like it's going back above the conversion line. So yeah, no damage really has been done to this chart at all, even with all this volatility in the markets, and things are still above all indicators, which leads me to believe that over time it will probably gravitate to the 299, 3.618 up top, because this 121 breakout back test completed. So does it need to go back there? No, not necessarily, but I mean, it's always a possibility. But I think as long as it stays above the 120s, it's probably going to gravitate to the 290s, even though that does seem like it's far away. But it did get to the 130s just this week, right? So it's very volatile, right? 130 to 170, that's pretty crazy for 1 week. But yeah, it's a bullish chart, and I think over time, 299 could be the target.
Yep. I completely agree with you. I'll show if you show my VST chart here. Um, here's my wave one, wave two, and then now in wave three, sub one, sub two, it did 764, 382, a little less than. It stopped a little higher than that, but it did go to the 1382, but the 100% did not hold, and it did this wick all the way down to the baseline, which is sort of like the 123.6 back to the 764. So my target's going to either be, I'm kind of inclined to say the 2236 at 280, but the 2382 at 294 is possible because this did go to the 1382. So 1382 to 2382 for the wave 5. Yep, there you go. That's my TA for that. So yeah, it's got a good ways to go, and that is definitely the wave 4. It's possible though, because this wave 2 seemed kind of short. This wave 4 could end up taking a lot longer, so you could see this extend. Actually, kind of like Well, I'll just pull this out. It probably won't go this low again, but it could go up. It could end up taking this long again before it does go up. Watch your moving average 75 down here on the weekly chart for kind of an indication. Oh, I could do this thing again here. It goes this high. And see, I can kind of use the Ichimoku clouds as a guide. And so that puts it around October of 2025 for the wave 5 top maybe, which also could mean it doesn't start moving until July. All right, there you go, VST. Maybe don't chase it just yet. Give it some time to test back some to collapse.
All right. And now I got Hood on deck. And yeah, Hood, beautiful chart, right? It's just been magnificent. And we can see that it might be closing the second week in a row above the 786, which is kind of rare for the first time, right? Usually in the first touch, it kind of gets rejected and goes back down. But this one is just breaking through it. And it had the chance to go lower earlier this week, but it ended up going higher. So I'm going to be watching that 49.52 going forward, just seeing if it continues to hold as support. And if it does, then yeah, it's going to go towards all-time highs up here. And that's going to be 85s in the future. And I think at least to the blue level, 145, 1.272, 168 could be the target in the future, perhaps in 2025 even. So yeah, very, very nice chart. And as long as 49.52 continues to hold, I will be very, very bullish on this. If this drops back below, then it might need to retest like lower levels again into low 40s, but don't need to cross that bridge until it proves it wants to do that. So far, continuation, and it wants to hold. So bullish, bullish, bullish.
I see this question from BioNixie. What do you guys think about MicroStrategy now with the new STRK stock? And what is the short midterm target for MSTR and MSTS? I haven't even seen this STRK yet. Do they pronounce it streak?
That's the MSTR.
Oh, it's a wait. Is it a crypto? Looks like it's a crypto. Is it streak tether?
It's something that MicroStrategy. I looked it up on Grok one day, but
Yeah,
you can.
I guess sorry, BioNixie. The answer is we don't know about that one. I haven't looked at any of that. But the short-term target for MicroStrategy, I was just looking at it this morning. I think I shared this earlier in the week, but I'm looking for 416 next for MicroStrategy. So that'll be the 764 test back to 370.94, then up to 490, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, 416 is my short-term target. MSTX. Looks like I'm looking for. Oh, I did this on my phone last night. I was looking at this. Let me go to an 8-hour chart. So the 8-hour moving average 75 is kind of trailing down like this, and I think price wants to come up to meet it in the cloud. So that right there is about 64.50. And if it extends to my 123.6% fib level after doing 100% down to the 236, if it just goes to the 1236, that's 68.29. So I'm hoping it passes through here. It'll probably have to resist it the first time it touches it, come back down a little bit, but then break through to get to 68.29, and then come back down again. So there you go. There's your short-term targets, or my short-term targets for MSTX and MicroStrategy. And then I just wanted to show, not all predictions of mine go super bullish. Here's Fossil Group, and after it dropped below, it didn't quite get to the 123.6. It had a hard time getting off the 764 for support. I sold it just to kind of simplify things, and also it looked like it was going to go sideways for a lot longer. And if you look at this weekly chart, you can see that the Ichimoku cloud also says, yeah, it looks like it could just kind of drift off down this way for a while. So this one's gone back to sleep. It's all retail are all trading it right now. So I'd say Danny probably would have yellow candled this if he had looked at the stock, at least on the daily chart. Let's see. I've never heard of DLO. Is that another? Oops. DLO California?
DLocal.
Is it the is it this penny? Wait. It's not this over the counter thing, is it? Digital locations?
It might be the Nasdaq one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
DLocal. Yeah.
Uh, this one looks better. Oh, I did look. We did this one before. So yeah, it's just still on its way to this retrace. On the weekly chart, it had a previous all-time high of $73.43, and then went back down to $6.57 for the bottom. It's trying to make that support. Ooh, it's moved. I just saw it tick. That's weird. It can't on the weekly chart. How'd that happen? Anyway, yeah, just the 382 alone is $32.12, which is a lovely about 137% higher than the price closed yesterday. And even though like it has to push through the 236 to get to the 382, foreshadowing this is support later. It's going to be resistance first. So look for it to be rough around 2236 before it pushes through to 32. But even that's like a 69%. Kind of looks nice. I kind of wish I had some cash for this. I'd gamble on this. Let's see. That's funny. Candy's cat kept clicking on the heart reaction button. Not sure what it does though. I think it's just a YouTube thing. So on YouTube people can see it, but not in the free stream.
Well, it triggers like the algorithm, but I like to. The more likes, then it'll be in other people's feeds, I think. But I don't know if the same person doing it over and over again won't do anything. So, but it's worth a shot, right? Worth a shot.
Definitely worth a shot.
Yeah, you got ANET on deck.
Yeah, low gains request. Well, actually, once you do another one, because I'm going to have to draw this chart.
Yeah, I was just going to do BB.
Have a lovely weekend.
Yeah, that is a great request. Yeah, BlackBerry. So I'm looking at monthly chart on this one just because today is the monthly candle close, and it held this zone very well. Like this previous kind of like support zone back in May and back in December, it got back above it. So I'm kind of interested in to see where it's going to go. And when you even put on the monthly Ichimoku, you can see that it's even looking to close the month back above the baseline, and it has not done that for a long, long time, right? When's the last time it really got it back above that orange baseline? It's been basically back in 2018, right? It's been underneath it because these are monthly candles, right? It's been underneath it for a long time. So this is actually showing some strength, and it makes it seem possible now to go back up to the 550s, maybe even the 580s, maybe in the 690s. So yeah, I mean, as long as support keeps holding down in the threes here, I think it has really good potential to go higher. So interesting developments for BlackBerry.
Indeed. I'm having to do a logarithmic chart for ANET because it's just going and going. All right, here's ANET on the logarithmic scale and using logarithmic fibs. It looks like from the wave 1, wave 2 bottom here, it's in wave 3, and that looks like our wave 3 sub 1, wave 3 sub 2. So it did like almost a 764, 382, and then now it said it did the 1382. So unfortunately, it looks like it's going to have to test back to support. Oh gosh, it really looks like it just wants to go and go and go though. I don't know. This one, that's going to be like way, way, way far in the future. But gosh, it looks like it tested back to the baseline in the weekly chart, found support and kept going. I'd say as long as you stay above the baseline, it could just keep going. Look how many times it hit the baseline and kept going, hit the baseline, kept going, hit the baseline, kept going. I feel like I can't lose count right now saying that. I don't know. I don't have a prediction for top for this. By all accounts,
like one of these days it's going to end, right?
Right, one of these days. But by all accounts, I mean, just look at the institutional participation. They just keep coming back and buying it again. I don't know. You have to come back to me on this one. I don't see this is where a
I
support
have
test would happen, but it doesn't seem to be happening yet.
I
But
have an interesting chart for ANET that people might find interesting here. So
I would be interested.
uh, yeah, it's again, and it's the blue level. So let's take off all the noise here, and we can just look at the GAN by itself, and it hit that level and it went below, but now it's like back above. So the orange level was important. Actually, this is all messed up. Never mind. I got to rearrange it. It got all messed
Bumped
up. So
around. I've seen that happen before.
yeah, I clicked it, but yeah, I think what's important though is to see how it really got rejected with this wick. So I don't think it's really going to go anywhere anytime soon because of let's just delete this because this is a big sell-off, right? So we can just basically look at this and be like, okay, it has maybe a gap to fill and close up here, but essentially, I don't think it's going to break into all-time highs anytime soon because of this giant gap down, right? So I think it could just trade sideways for a while, and if we did just throw on a quick fib here, I think that could tell a story too, right here, how it could probably just want to gravitate towards this 141 over time, but in the meantime, I think it might just want to go sideways since it is kind of extended from all those indicators that tracker showed.
Yeah, it's just been running and
Yeah.
running.
But yeah, I think the target could be the 140s, but I don't know if it's going to do it anytime soon. So that
Yeah,
being said,
so here, if the strategy for ANET is if you're in it, or if you want to be in it, just get in there and just keep a stop loss. I don't know, just 3 to 5% lower than where you came in at, or 3 to 5% lower than it. Every time it makes a new higher high, then just like drop your
Yeah.
stop loss back.
yeah, and
That's all I can say for that.
it is battling the conversion line as resistance too right now. So we'll see how it closes the week. But I could honestly see it just going sideways or down until it really touches the cloud finally, and then maybe going higher because it is extended. So just be be cautious in the zone, especially when you see a candle like that looks bullish and then a huge gap down and goes lower. So it doesn't usually recover immediately. All right. With that said, do you have one more to do before I run away?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard to choose. We've got many. Man, I'm suddenly I'm fixated on this YINN because I was
The
just
Chinese.
watching
Yeah.
I was just watching Peter Zion talk about China today and the coming economic collapse because they've just so screwed up their population projections and then what they actually their population policy and then threw all this money into the housing market and made a giant huge housing bubble. Uh, yeah, this doesn't look good. I mean, it looks like it's trying to build a base, and it looks like it could have like another blow off top, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's been wicked and wild. Now things have sort of calmed down. Let's just do a simple retrace, and that'll be fast and easy to do. So from 1340 right here, somewhere up there, right there, back to let's just go back to this high up here. Sorry, 1340. Good. So if it could, this was a bottom and it started to do any kind of retrace, it would go to the 32236 618, and that looking back, the 618 is important right here, so that looks good for the 618. And it'll have to let me get the exact number here. Don't know why I said accidentally turn off the 2382. Oh, it's like just gone. Is this weird? Number 238. 167.25. So look for 167.25 to be resistance. That's crazy. That's a big bump. You know what? We should get even closer. I'm sorry. This will be my last paragraph here. Yeah, we gotta get closer. Maybe from this bottom to this top. So, I already did the 382. No, it didn't because that's the look down here. Yeah, look for to try to get to 37% back to I mean, $37 back to 31, then maybe 45 if bullish. It's trying, but there's no guarantees. Sorry, I'm still bearish on China over the next 10 years. Though they'll, you know, we'll see. They're trying to do some stuff. Maybe in 2025 we'll get a nice little pop before the drop. And there you go. Have a good weekend, everybody. Have a good weekend, Matt.
Yes. Have a good weekend. Have a good last of the month, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Yep.
All right, guys.
And like I said, look out for that Monday surprise.
Yeah,
drop.
we'll see. It's not a guarantee, but
yeah.
But it's just weird how we'll see. We'll see if it breaks into all-time highs today, then there could be continuation. But if the markets just close at resistance today, then just be cautious, right? I'm always cautious at resistance. So there we go.
Raise some cash today in case there's a chance to buy lower on Monday.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.